What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. I'm pretty excited. As a matter of fact, I'm really excited because Jack Wolf Knives came out with something different. This is just the outer sleeve. This is the inner box. It is the ultralight jackknife, not Timberjack. This is the ultralight that's in my hand, but they come in two variations. I believe it is, anyways. A steel series and an ultralight, and you're going to find them both on the same page. The ultralight just depends, I believe, on just the handle material, and that's what makes it ultralight compared to the steel series. Or maybe there's different steels. Let's take a look together. What I can say is in my hand, okay, so 154 cm, and I believe this is the same 154 cm. So they both come with 154 cm steel. Awesome. One of them, the handle is going to be heavier, and this one is obviously lighter. Look at the color on this, man. This thing is awesome. 4 millimeters. This is, and I'm going to say it right off the bat, and I love Jack Wolf Knives. I got one right here, as a matter of fact. Slip joints. Love them. Let's see if I can get this one out. And this is probably the last slip joint I reviewed. You can see the walk and talk. Just beautiful. Amazing. Just great knife, right? When you look at, oh gosh, the spring because of the blade width. Did you hear that? It's like fireworks. Look at the difference in this blade, man. This thing is ridiculous. So this new one, and I'm going to say it without hesitation, no holds barred. There's been, every one of them has been awesome. Every one of them I love. But I will go as far as to say that the new ultralight, this one in my hand, this Timberjack, this is, for me, not even just a little bit, but by far my favorite. This, I'll even say it is the best slip joint knife you can buy. The best slip joint knife you can buy. When you're talking about big slip joints, we got the case, sodbuster. I lost my, and you can see how long that is, right? The blade is just a little bit longer, but you can see how thick this thing is, and look at the handle, how robust that is. And then you're talking about thickness. I mean, this is probably one of the most popular selling slip joints ever. The sodbuster, that size, just people, when they put a knife in their hand, they want something that's going to fill the palm, that's going to have a solid grip. It needs this, it needs this. This checks every freaking box. This is amazing. Let's get into some specs here. So Tracy LaRock, this is like his signature design. So it's a collaboration piece, and they just did something special with it. You got that beautiful hollow grind. You're looking at 4 millimeters thick. And for people who are used to Jack Wolf knives, you're used to just superior cutting. And you might think going from 3 to 4 millimeters, oh, we're going to lose a little bit on the edge. It's not going to be as cutty. It's going to be lacking. No. Perfectly done hollow grind brings the edge to the exact same edge you're going to have on any of his other knives. And those are amazing edges. So here we go. The Timberjack. This is the ultralight version, obviously. We have black G10 crosshatch 2. And I have to say, this is weird. Some people make G10 where it feels really hard and it's just awful in the hand. This thing, when I first grabbed it, I took it out, I thought it was a rubber grip. It's so well done. This thing is so grippy, so wonderfully textured. That's perfect. We have the liners are Toxic Green G10. The hardware is polished titanium Torx. The lanyard is toxic green paracord snake knots. And I found out with one of his other knives, I think the Backwoods, as a matter of fact, I got him right here. I found out that it actually really makes a difference having that little guy there. If I wanted to choke way down on this knife and put my finger inside of here, I have as firm as a grip if I'm straight up on the blade. It's really crazy how these little snake knots work, but they actually work. So obviously hollow ground 154 CM steel. We talked about that. It is belt satin finish. It is a satin finish on the spring. Closed length. Golly, it's got such an amazing walk and talk. Golly. Closed length. This is a man's knife. Closed length is 4¼ inches on a slip joint from Jack Wolf Knives. Hey, somebody's stepping up in the world. Boom. We have a 3.40 inch blade length with a 3.10 inch cutting edge. Scale to scale is 0.55 inches. Look how wonderfully done that is. That's for a hand to fit. When you have hands like this, you need a knife that you can grab onto. This is freaking wonderful. Let's see. The blade stock is 4 millimeters. The Rockwell is 58.59. Now the weight on this one is 3.32, and I'll show you the other variants, but I just want to get a difference in the weight because one Steel Series 1 is, so the other one is 5.22. So it really is a pretty big difference in weight. But I'm going to show you the other variations, and then we're just going to cut with it. Man, that wait till you see the Kieran. Oh, now they release this January 2025, 2 p.m. Eastern on the 16th. I'm giving you plenty of heads up time because you're going to want to jump on these. The biggest, this is the biggest one they ever made. It's the best. I mean, the amount of tension in here gives you so much internal stability in your brain that you're gonna have no worries. The walk and talk is so nice and hard. It's just snaps. Golly, it's so nice. So these things are gonna sell out like crazy. So January, it's a Friday, January 16th, 2 p.m. Eastern is when they drop. Let's show you the variations real quick. All right, so this first one is Blue Canyon and Maple Valley Rich Light. He did a video where he's showing this close up. It's actually stunning. That's the Steel Series. Here is the Ultralight Series that I'm showing you, the crosshatch, the black G10 crosshatch 2. Here is another Steel Series, Timberjack. Fire Canvas Micarta, which I love Micarta. Look at that red, is super cool. This is another ultralight version. This is the FDE. That's flat dark earth for people who don't know what FDE is. G10 crosshatch. Look at that texturing. That is awesome. So then we have another red version. The last two are both steel, it looks like, both Steel Series. Kieranite Red Pearl. That is beautiful. And then this thing, Kieranite Gold Dust. I can tell you right away, this one is going to sell faster than anything coming across the market. Now, the two ultralights are $164.99. The Steel Series are $184.99. The difference is, again, handle material and weight. All right, I can't just tell you about an edge without showing you, so let's test this edge here. And in typical Jack Wolf Knives fashion, it is an absolute razor blade. That is a razor blade. Come, look at how much hair that took off. That is crazy. I have a trash bag. People sometimes think I'm just dumping stuff on my floor. Golly, that is nice. Let's take it out and cut. All right, I forgot my sunglasses. This knife is absolutely stunning. It is awesome. The texture in there is just crazy nice. Now, slip joints, not made for self-defense, because you stab with a slip joint, this can bend. But this thing, I mean, it's going to go straight through any soft material. But as a slasher, that will never bend toward you. So as a slashing knife, yeah, if you really needed to, but you don't because we're not animals, you could use it for that. But again, anything you're slashing is going to be material that you need to cut, because that's what this thing is. It is a cutter. It is a get the job done cutter. And you see that I'm able to punch down into the wood, and I'm not worried about it closing on me, because what I'm doing is I'm punching at an angle, right? So when I hit, I'm not hitting this way, which could close. Hitting this way, never close. So just by using appropriate and, use your head angles, you don't have to worry about that. That's the one gripe people have with slip joints. It's just ignorance. It comes down to they don't know any better, because maybe they saw something on a forum of people who don't know what they're talking about. But you don't have any problems with that. Let's take some of this big, fat, thick rope. You can see the size of that. Let's do some push cuts here. Wow, that was super nice. I feel like I need to change the angle here because I'm getting shadows. That was a super, super clean cut. Let's try that again. Good, do you hear that snap? Look at the fibers in this rope. If I could show you. I don't know if I'm in the shade or what. Here we go. That's better. I just got to keep it on camera. That is super clean. It literally, you're cutting with a razor here. Look at that. That is so nice. That is so nice. Those are just push cuts, and they're simple. Just going straight through. Let's take this here, this package strapping plastic. Boom, no problem. Boom, no problem. Let's finish the rip off. And it's just gliding straight through the plastic. Let's give it a nice twist, make it a little bit harder. And push. It is so clean. So super clean. Let's see, I have some of this hard stuff. That is so hard. It's almost like plastic. Okay, whoa, that was so close. That whole thing, I told you it's like plastic. That whole thing just chipped. Oh, that was so close. And this is the finger I got with the Jack Wolf Knives blade. That went all the way around. That was almost double up on that finger. Wow, that stuff is hard and chippy. Let's see. Golly. And this is a hollow grind blade. So for people who think hollow grinds are weak, that is literally flicking without breaking anything off of this knife. It is just crazy good. Golly. That's a hard material to cut. That is very hard material. All right, let's see. I got stuff hidden all over the place in here. I got this bungee cord. Let's see how this does. Golly, that is so nice. Now you see how the bungee cord frays and it gets all hairy. No, not with this thing. I have other hoses and stuff. I do have this. I have this garden hose. Oh, okay, I see it. I see the rubber hose I was thinking about. When the wind comes, it blows things down, and then I lose it. So this is garden hose, nylon, with rubber insert. Hey, the dog is chasing the glare from my watch, banging into the camera. Wow, that is smooth. That is so deliciously smooth. Like, you don't get a cut that smooth without a fine edge. You can have a cut, it'll be jagged and flared out. The little hairs will be all over the place. Not that smooth. Golly, that is nice. Jack Wolf Knives does it again. Ben Belkin, I'll tell you, when he wants to put a project together, and I believe that they worked on this one for a while, because they wanted it perfect, and it is all of that. It is all of that. But when Ben has his sights set on making something just amazing, I can tell you that something amazing is going to be made. And this is one of those times. All right, so we've got this rubber hose here. And this is a perfect example of, like, if your car, your fuel line goes or something and you need to cut a new piece, you got your knife. You want something that's going to cut and cut right and get it done. Okay, I need to make that nice and flat. Boom. That is perfect. I'm not crushing the hose. You can see the hole is still perfect. It's so sharp, I'm not crushing it. I'm not pinching it. So if this was a fuel line and I cut down, I don't have to worry about the fuel not being able to pass through. It's going to go super easy. If this is a cable and you need to splice for wire, you're going to be able to very easily get through there. Just so simple. This knife is remarkable. This is remarkable. Let's see here. Make sure I'm in the shot. Golly. Because it's so big, it makes things like this, like carving, feathering, super easy. The control, the bigger the knife you have, without being more than 6 inches, the more control you're going to have when it comes to feathering and things like that. It's just absolutely wonderful. This thing is wonderful. Golly. Trying to get through all this wet stuff. Okay, and push. Now we got a good solid area. Look at that. Oh my gosh, those little curls. The edge geometry is crazy on this one. It just dives straight through. And you can see it's making, that's why they call them feathers. You see that? It's making all those beautiful fine feathers that you can use for, if you're building a fire, you make those and it's got the air going through. It's obviously going to make the flame catch easier. You make a little bundle like that all over the place and your fire is going to work out wonderfully. So let's take this basketball. This is leather, rubber, mesh. So if you are out in the woods and this is your companion knife and you are stuck to where you have to get your own food, you're absolutely going to be able to skin with this. Let's see here. Left myself enough room. I did. So look at that. A rip on a leather basketball. A rip so perfect. Golly, that is nice. That is so nice. Now, if you're out and about and this is the knife you have on you and you do need to camp cook, you're going to be able to slice and dice whatever you need to cook. No problem. This knife is slip joint perfection. Not slip joint great. This is slip joint perfection. Golly, look at dead center. That 4mm blade looking down that spine. It's like your first brand new car. You're just like, wow. It's just amazing. You could have the biggest piece of crap car in the world, but if it's your first brand new piece of crap, you're going to love it. And you're going to look at it like it's your baby. And when you look at a 4mm spine, that beautiful thickness, that's your baby, man. It's something you just want to hold. You want to use. It looks tough. It looks commanding. It's just absolutely awesome. This is a fantastic piece of knife right here. I'm telling you guys, Friday the 16th, 2 p.m. Eastern, jump on these. I haven't tested the Steel Series, just this ultralight one, and obviously I just tested it right now. I can say this is fantastic. It's going to be an easy pocket carry. You can throw it right in that little pocket in your jeans, and as a matter of fact, I'm wearing jeans, so and you can leave that little lanyard hanging out. So if you need it, you just grab it. And now remember, it's not your flipper, and you're not going to flick it open. It's that. But if you're pulling something out and you got somebody like Bigfoot at the ATM coming at you, you don't really need to be that fast. It's kind of overrated. Speed's overrated on that. You just need to be intimidating. And when you pull something out of your pocket and you calmly look somebody, Bigfoot, in the eye and you go, all right, I'm ready. That click is so substantial that they're going to notice. That is super nice, but this isn't a weapon, it's a tool. A weapon by need, but a tool by design. And I have to say, this is one hell of a tool. This is one hell of a tool. This is a great, great knife. As a matter of fact, this one is going in my pocket today, my little pocket, and it's staying there. That's going to be my carry. And I guarantee you, it'll probably be in my pocket for at least 5 days, for at least the next 5 days. And then I'll just hone it every now and then. Golly, so this is nice. This is my favorite slip joint ever. And I love the case sod buster because I'm big. I have giant hands. I need a big knife. This thing checks every box. And the best part about a slip joint, it's not police intimidating. So if you go somewhere and there's security and they say, like, we have a fair out here, and if I walk through the gates with a slip joint in my pocket, they don't care. Like if you carry the Buck 110 and it's in the leather pouch, they don't care. But as soon as you pull out something that could be the same exact size, same exact blade, but it has a flipper on it or something like that, they tell you got to leave it in the car. And it's true. That's very true. So when you pull out a workman's knife, because a slip joint is a work knife, they don't consider that a weapon. If you put it in the hands of a cop and he goes like this, oh, okay, yeah, no, you're okay. It's literally police friendly. Nobody looks at a slip joint and thinks, oh, he's up to no good. Nobody. So it's going to help you out in places like that. It's golly, it's so nice. And don't forget, scale to spine, they have the best, just the smoothest transition in between the pieces. It's awesome. That's it for this one. I just want to keep it in my hand. This thing is amazing. It's going in my pocket. This is going to be a regular rotation piece for me. This is probably going to be one of those keep it forever knives. That's how much I'm really, really into this thing. It's awesome. Great job, Ben Belkin. Great job, Jack Wolf Knives. The whole collaboration. Great job, Tracy. This thing is phenomenal. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.